leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereopticon slides.
Sit down.
And to Ethel Toppelmeyer, our fine player piano. As mayor of River City, I welcome you River Citizens to the 4th of July exercises. Set up for the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium, account of the weather. 4 score. 4 score. The members of the school board will now present the patriotic. Oh, the members of the school board will not present the patriotic address. Some disagreement about the costumes, I suppose.
Your Adams.
Instead, the Watauga girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, My Wife. In which my wife will take a leading part.
Mrs. Shin will recover.
No offense to a certain young ruffian who's a disgrace to our city. 4 score. The Page fireworks spectacle, last days of Pompeii, will take place provided the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out to Madison Picnic Park in the far meadow across the creek from the pest house.
How can it be raining? The Gazette predicted fair.
Sure did, George. That's why we all prepared for a storm.
The Gazette's accurate most of the time, and you know it, Jerry.
I reached her early.
No, definitely late. She's right on time. She got it on
Stop bickering in public.
All in the world that I said was...
Never mind. 4 score.
We heard there's a pool table in town.
That's what I heard.
Now, just a minute.
Well, is it a pool table or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with the exercises?
We don't want any more exercises until we get this pool table matter settled.
Let's protect our children.
Yes.
Fight disease and corruption.
Yes.
Fight that devil and keep our young kids pure.
Yes.
Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this troubled friends with a wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize River City Kids Day. Don't think my friends have any pool table ever hoped to be with a gold trombone. Ra-da-ra-da-da-da-da. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come tumbling down. Well, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I said a kids band. Did you hear me? I said River City's gonna have a kids band, and I mean she needs it today. Now, Professor Harold Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have a kids band. Sure as the Lord made little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Ted, Fred. And you'll see the glimmer of crashing cymbals, and you hear the thunder of rolling drums, and the shimmer of trumpets. Tan-ta-da! And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I enjoyed when Gilmore, Pat Conner, Liberati, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 strong bones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the green of every famous band. 76 strong bones caught the burning sun with 110 cornets. right behind. There were more than 1,000 bees sprinting up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom timpani and first platoons, thundering, thundering all along. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mountain cannon in battery, thundering, thundering louder than me. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who improvise a full octave higher than the score. 76 trombones hit the counterpoint, while the cornets blazed away. All the kids began to march, and they're marching still right today.
This calls for emergency action. That man is a spellbinder. I haven't seen Iowa people get so excited since the night that Frank Gotch and Strangler Lewis lay on the mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind. I want his credentials. Grab that hobo. He almost blew up his shin.
Thank you, Professor. I'll make an example of him. Ringleader, you know. When he does, the gang does.
You wild kid, you hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers south of town. You wild kid, you tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We were just walking together, chilling quiet.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you's doing. My little Gracie Senior. Now you stay away from my oldest girl, but you'll hear from me until who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you Monday morning about this band thing. Over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Then, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough. He's got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kids.
No, I'm not talking about being in the band. You're mechanically sound, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
I only had it a couple times.
You have? You're my man. Do you know that no one has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? Nowhere to hold the music.
Gee, why? Wonder where I can get some wire from.
Check yourself. That's where people usually keep wire. Oh, and Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to really break out the game. Oh, excuse me, miss. Young lady, what's your name?
Sunita, I didn't have any idea you expected it to be. God.
Do you know Tommy Gilas?
Well,
Tommy, this is Zanita. I would like you to escort the young lady home.
only except that I'm not going home. I gotta go to the library. Thank gods.
Then I'd like you to escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Thank God.
You're a bright young fellow, Professor. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own that billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh, and what's my other mistake?
That's Anita. It's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a minute, Professor Hill. We're the school board, and we need your credentials.
Academic certificates.
None of the kind.
Letters and papers.
Make him put up a bar! Whoa, gentlemen. What am I hearing? Sir, I want you to say, ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't send it, man.
Talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See, gentlemen, singing is just sustained talking. Now you, ice cream. Now you, ice cream. Now you, sir. Ice cream. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why did they give each other for 15 years?
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
Any sin sincere? Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify. Tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear. While one single star shines above, how can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love.
Well, I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I have some wonderful caramels back at my hotel if you'd like to, Professor.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, well, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary Conservatory, gold medal class of Aught 5.
Even should that happen to be true, what gives you the right to follow me around town wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily hoodwinked or mesmerized as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of books in there that should give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory!
Oh, hey, Marcellus. Listen, don't call me Greg.
How'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. Had her eating out of my hand the minute I tipped my cap.
She did. Oh, boy, did you cut a swath tonight. For a minute, even I thought you knew something about leading the band. Just like when you used to imitate that concert fellow out in Joplin.
Yeah. Oh, kid stuff. I'm in rare forms these days, son. Just keep your eyes on me for the next 4 weeks.
There you go. 4 weeks. But it only needs to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
It still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms to arrive.
Oh, no, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as no music professor, not running 4 weeks.
Marce,
But you don't know one note from another.
I don't need to. I have a revolutionary new system called the Think System. We don't have to bother with notes.
But at the end of 4 weeks, people are going to want to hear music. You're going to have to lead a band.
Oh, after the uniforms arrive, they forget about all that stuff, giving me just enough time to collect and leave. This is a refined operation, son. I've got it timed down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
You gotta line yourself up some canoodling, huh?
Well,
Say, I can introduce you to Ethel's sister. She's a lovely girl, teaches Sunday school.
no wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins webs no spider ever. Listen, boy. A gal who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle with golden glories waving pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss, how can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark and I fizz for the lady who knows what time it is. I cheer and I rave for the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties and knots. No sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy youngness who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, for she's the fisherman, I'm the fish, you'll see. I flinch, I shy, when the last of the delicate air goes by. I smile, I grin, when the gal with a touch of sin walks in. I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
I'm Ethel Toffmeyer. You know the girl? And this is Mrs. Squires. And Mrs. Hicks. And of course, you know Eulalie McKechnie, our mayor's wife. Eulalie, isn't it exciting?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. Oh, no, I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I'm reticent. Oh, yes, I'm reticent.
Oh, of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand, but you see, part of my plans include a dance committee and, oh no. Mrs. Shin, your foot! Do that again!
Oh, well, I have a bunion there.
Oh, what style! What grace! What natural rhythm of line and movement!
Mr. Hill!
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship to the dance committee. Shouldn't you, ladies? Mrs. Shin, every move you make bespeaks Delsart. Will you please, Mrs. Shin?
Eulalie McKechnie, how well, that is a dancing well.
Oh, then you accept?
Yes, indeed. And I would like to see
Oh, thank you. Now, the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Crew, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison? Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? Madison Hospital? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was anyway?
I should say, show off. And I heard he left the library to the town as well.
Well, that's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city.
But he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman made brazen overtures to the narrative. He had only lived in her
It's all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What?
You were young. Everybody makes mistakes.
What are you talking about?
Look, no apologies, no excuses, please. I'm only in town a short time, and the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Please make your selection and leave.
I have
Well, what are you going to take out?
the librarian.
Quiet, please.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Look. Marion. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Kiwis, 1 big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Madam Librarian. Oh, what can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigademan had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam Librarian. What can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I would lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to carrion. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight, and the fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song. In the moonlight, coming along. Now when I try in here to make it clear, I love you, man.